All right, welcome back to the Run.down. Knicks post game here on the Strickland YouTube channel. If you're listening afterwards on the Strickland Podcast Network, Knicks lose to no one's surprise, 112-85 to the Brooklyn Nets. Um, Honestly, a pathetic showing all around from the whole team, from top to bottom. I mean, no bright spots whatsoever tonight. Um, just complete shit performance. I mean, to get completely outclassed in that first quarter the way that they did was just embarrassing. And from then on, you just knew what type of game you were getting. There was no vibes of no fake comeback, none of that stuff. I mean, just looking at the box score, you had guys like Edmund Sumner just completely having his way. I mean, again, a point that I've emphasized since the Charlotte game, the driving kick threes were this team's kryptonite once again. Any type of dribble penetration that gets anywhere within, like, not even, it doesn't even have to get into the paint. As soon as someone just dribbles, open threes are there and teams are able to just capitalize upon it. Um, and I don't know how long this is going to continue to be an issue. It looks like it's going to be something that persists for the foreseeable future. Um, no matter who the personnel is, we've changed the starting lineup a bunch of times now this season. This is like what the third variation of the starting lineup I want to say.
Yeah,
And it's still an issue. So it's obviously something that no matter who the personnel is, it's going to be a constant issue. Um, I mean, going back to the last game, the unsustainable shooting, it was sustainable again, but didn't lead to anything really. I mean, the process again of those shots was not really conducive to the flow of the offense. A lot of stagnation, a lot of like getting into the way of people while they were driving. There was a lot of turnovers, a lot of lazily running back on defense by everyone. It was just a horrible performance. This looks like a team that is just not responding to the coach at all. Um, and yeah, I mean, just an awful performance all around. I really don't have anything positive to say about this team tonight. Um, I expect us to lose to Brooklyn, but not in this way, because obviously this is a team that we have yet to beat under Thibs, and it's going to continue to be that way. It seems. I mean, just like the context of this matchup, you're going against a team that is in dysfunction, constant dysfunction since the season has not even since the season has started, since the off season basically. They've been in constant dysfunction, and you have an opportunity to come in here and make some sort of a statement, although the team is an inferior opponent, or at least they should be, and to come out and completely shit yourselves like this is just an embarrassment. It's just like, and it's so early in the season to look this pathetic this many times that the Knicks have looked pathetic already. It's just insane. And this is the type of stuff that we have all harped on since the post games last year of what this team would look like coming into this year, bringing back certain pieces. And here we are with those certain pieces looking exactly how people predicted them to look. Um, I mean, yeah, I don't really have much else to say, to be honest.
I mean, this team is aggressively mid. This is kind of the barometer for mid, where it's like you have a lot of mid games and you have a lot of good games, and it kind of just averages out to being mid. Um, I didn't expect to get mollywopped. I expected to lose. So the fact that they lost in that kind of fashion is very, very damning for this coach, especially. Um, Nobody showed up tonight. There's just really nothing to talk about positively. Like nobody showed up tonight. Uh, yeah, like, what is there to say? The the guys who should be showing up didn't show up tonight. Um, Quentin Grimes had a +5, and that's it. And Svi Mikhailuk had more points than quickly. So, and Derrick Rose in 3 minutes. So that's just kind of it.
Yeah,
Not a good game.
literally no one had anything that was really going for them. I mean,
I can't even push agendas tonight. That's how bad it was.
There's nothing to push. Like everyone was so bad in one way or another.
Well, there's one thing to push. It's fire Tom Thibodeau, and
Well,
that's
yes,
just
of
yeah.
course, obviously, that's always been the number one thing. I mean, I I've been I've been constantly calling for this since last year, and for us to go into the off season knowing that he wasn't going to get fired because Woj came out basically towards the end of the year and was like, "Oh yeah, Leon Rose says that he's confident in Tom Thibodeau, so he's not going to get fired." And it was like, "Okay, let's just see how things turn out next year," which we all expected to look like this. I mean, this was part of the reason why in the Strickland roundtable, I wasn't trying to be negative Nancy picking the Knicks to go 37 wins, but I was like, I just don't see a world where we are above 500 if things continue the way that they have. And the defense, I yesterday not even yesterday, but the game before, I tried so badly not to credit it all on being on credit it all on Minnesota being so bad, which they are. But it looks like that was the case. It looks like Minnesota is just that bad that we look that good, but it's just that was just such an outlier game for us that oh my gosh, that's why yes, that game I was trying so hard not to be like so negative, but like I was also trying not to drink all the orange and blue Kool-Aid that was associated with that game because I was like, this is like not a lot of this was not sustainable. And we saw tonight like the complete opposite of that. Um and yeah, I mean, and this is a team that's supposed to be probably the most dysfunctional team in the league right now when you think about all the off-court stuff that's going on with the even the on-court fits with certain players on their team. It's just like this is not a team that you're supposed to really lose to like this, like at
Yeah,
all.
like we made Ben Simmons look good tonight. That's the worst part. Like I really don't have much to say other than like what are we kind of doing here? Like I knew this team was going to be mid, but like, and they're a fun mid. You know, like some games they have some real fun, and some games you're just like, wow, we kind of you can see how far we are from the top. Some games, and in some games you're just like, well, at least we're not the bottom, and it's like I don't really know how to feel either way. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I just there's nothing to say. There's really nothing to say when you get beat by 30 by this team.
I mean, yeah, I mean, do people want us to individually like shit on each player? Like I literally tweeted out like before post game, I was like, what the hell do I even talk about? Like
Uh,
what is there to talk about? Like I really don't know. Like do we even just like talk about the next game against Detroit, who got smoked by Boston and will be coming out hungry?
I mean,
And
I still think we probably win that game. And then we go back to 6-6, and you're just like, well, we're back to being mid. Like,
then we go on the West Coast trip against teams that are actually before the season, I would have been like, all right, some of these games I'm a little more confident on, but you know, but like looking at the Utah OKC games, those are games that we can get beat.
I would think we lose to Utah. He's like, Utah should be the example of why Tom Thibodeau should be coaching this team anymore because Utah has what, and they're the best team in the West right now.
That's exactly when people are complaining about stars for this team. Like, yes, we do need a star, but you, I think if this team is able to utilize its players to the best of their ability, like the need for a star becomes the icing on the top. Like, it's not something that's a necessity at that point. The way Tom Thibodeau is utilizing our players and has been utilizing them, it's been to such a detriment. Like, look at the oh my gosh.
So like, you look at this like the Pelicans. The Pelicans got 3 stars. You can argue like they got McCollum, they got Brandon Ingram, they got Zion, and they're 500. You know, like Dallas has the best star in the league, arguably. They're one game above 500, and Utah is sitting here 10-3. They're the first team to 10 wins in the league. Like Portland, they got Dame, but like Dame did play a few games. And it was just them off the backs of coaching. Like this league is about coaching. This league is about optimizing your players to the best degree, and the Knicks straight up don't do that. Now, at least they benefit from the fact that the Eastern Conference is mid, but they're mid. So, like, if the conference is mid and you're mid, then like, what does that say?
You're bad.
Like,
And this is why people like they think that you're trying to be negative, but honestly, it's being realistic. I'm trying to tamper people's expectations. I'm trying to tamper my own expectations, and like I don't know what to say. Like it's not even. It's not even like. It's not even like a disappointment. No, it's not even shock. It's just disappointment. That's what it is. It is disappointment. It's not shock. Like when I come on these post games, I'm never really shocked about the result of these games. I'm just like just disappointed. Like disappointed that it keeps happening. Disappointed that it's going to keep happening because the coach seems to be Teflon for the next couple games. I think that that Minnesota win got him like a couple extra games because if he loses that Minnesota game and he comes in and he loses this game, back to back losses to teams that are like going through dysfunction, I think that's
yeah.
that's grounds for firing.
The thing is though, like again, like I think the team's floor is high enough to where like he's not really going to get fired because they're like they win against Detroit, they were 6-6, and you're just like, well, like I don't know, man. I think this team needs to basically go on like a blasphemous streak to the point where they maybe can fire him, but like I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Cause I feel
if
like the team
if they
is
come out if they come out at home on Kith night and military appreciation night and get smoked by Detroit on that brand new court, I think that's grounds for firing. Like off
yeah,
rip.
yeah, I can see that, but I don't know, man. Like, I just
I'm not underestimating any opponent anymore, man. I'm not. Like Detroit is like they're an okay team. I mean, like Cade had like 4 points, and yeah, that was the reason why they lost. I think tonight, basically, Killian Hayes had 16 points. That's never happening again.
we back.
That's never happening again.
Me and the Kevin O'Connor Killian #1 trade, we back. Um, yeah,
But yeah, I'm not underestimating any opponent. They just lost to Boston. I feed into that type of stuff. Like they're gonna come in hungry, all that BS. I feed into that, especially when it's the Knicks, because like they see us. They know
are we
what's up.
are we on the road for that game or are we at
No,
home?
we're at home. We're at home. We're unveiling that new court
Oh
and
yeah,
the
right, right,
city
right.
uniforms.
Oh, they better not. As long as they're not the '98 uniforms, I'm happy. But
I think they're just black. They're another black uni.
fuck, I don't want to see those goddamn panels. Fuck the panels. I don't care. Yeah, I just like there's nothing to talk about. Like all we can literally look forward to is the next game. This is just kind of rock bottom. But then the next game we'll be like, oh, it's I, and it
No,
just feels like you're just going back and
I'm
forth.
not. I'm not doing that to myself. I'm not mentally exhausting myself.
I would just like a 2-game winning streak. That was all I would like. That's all I would like, man. Just win 2 games back to back. Like this team wasn't able to win 4 games in a row until like late in the season, both years. And like we get to 3 games, and then the team would somehow just like collapse. And then like they had the 9-game winning streak 2 years ago, and then they won 4 games in a row last year. And that was it, man. Meanwhile, you see like whack ass teams ripping off like 5 in a row, 6 in a row, 10 in a row. You're just like, okay, why can't we do that? Why is this team's consistency so lacking, even with consistent players? And now it's like the young guys, like quickly looks like he's regressed. Defensively, he's been better, but offensively, he's lost his shot. And it's like we can't wait till the second half of the season to find it again. Uh, I just, I don't, I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know where this team's really just like doing. They're kind of just spinning their wheels. It's like the hamster wheel, like they're just. And there was a Shams report that was like, oh, like they're saving their assets for a star.
Shams can blow chop, man. I'm
Bro,
tired
like
of him.
We know, but at the same time, like
And,
shit are
and
gonna
like
fly.
and like hold up, can I address like the freaking Anthony Davis like people in this fan base? Like,
Yo,
what the
you're
hell is
wild.
wrong with
Y'all are
you?
wild. Like, what is Anthony Davis gonna do for this team, bro? Like, Anthony Davis literally cannot play 5 games without getting hurt. Like, he's getting older.
Like Anthony Davis is peak like LOL Knicks of the past move, like trading for a star like on the back end of their prime when they're dealing with so many injuries. Like is that what we're doing? Like is that how desperate we are for the label of a star? Is that what we're doing? We're mocking up trades for Anthony Davis. Let's get real with ourselves, people. Come on.
Like, if we want
We're
a
better
big,
than that. At
like,
least I
if
hope we are.
we're not, we're not, bro. You've seen this fan base. We're not.
I
But
have.
like,
I have.
I appreciate you having the faith, though. But like, I don't know, man. Like, every year a star becomes available. We know how the league works, and like, you never really know who's quote unquote available until they're available. But like, I mean, you can't just like spin in mediocrity forever. And I was harping on that point for the last like all off season. I was like, hey, you know, if you don't get Donovan Mitchell, and I can understand the Thailand argument and how like the team wasn't really ready for Donovan Mitchell. I get that, sure, but like you can't just go, okay, well we're just gonna put together a bunch of these good NBA players who are like B plus players, and like that's how we're gonna win, because that doesn't win in this league. That makes you a 500 team. So then it's like, okay, you get draft picks, fantastic, but your draft picks aren't that good. But the team can't tank because the team is just too good of a floor to tank. So it's like, what are you doing here? I don't understand what they're doing. I don't understand the direction that they're going, and the
They want to be
direction
in
is
purgatory.
that they.
That's
And
all
I
it
guess the
is.
idea is like they want to be in purgatory until they feel confident getting a star. But like, uh, uh
Leon Rose is the definition of where the hose at, and then completely silent when the hose are there.
things like I can understand him being patient because again, like this is still the best front office this team has had this millennium.
Again,
So
low
like,
bar, low
low
bar,
bar, of course, but at the same time, it's like
bars in hell.
I understand, but at the same time, like you do have to crawl before you walk. So like whatever. Like, if this team ends up being like 400-500, like I don't care. Like at that point, fine, whatever. Like he's gonna get the other year because at that point, one winning season, one losing season, one 500 season.
Seth Curry really had 23 points. My God.
Yeah, he lit us up, bro.
Like I know he was killing us, but like I was like, yo, this gotta be like a calm 15. Look at the box score 23. Like, damn, someone's
Mm.
wilding. Sumner
He,
18. Like, what are we
yeah, that
doing here?
that Sumner shit pissed me off. I was like, you let. How did Jalen Brunson look at himself in the mirror tonight? Be like, Edmund Sumner cooked me.
He
That
was
was
he legit
filthy.
was like he was bodying him in the paint, all that. But I do want to read this thread from Jeff since he's not joining us tonight. But he says, I'm sorry, the lengths people go to defend Randall are unbelievable to me. Did anyone actually watch the game? This is clearly his team. He shoots whenever he wants. He doesn't give any effort on defense except when isolated against KD because he's the ultimate main character. The coach has enabled him to the highest degree. Turnovers, lack of hustle, bad shots. Nothing ever changes, so Randall has no incentive to change. Everything that happens beyond him is on him. If you don't get that statistical output is not linear, you don't get basketball. Would we have won this game without Randall? Of course not. Nobody showed up. It's not about one game, it's about the bigger picture. As long as Randall and Thibs are here together, the season will continue to be pointless. We won't win now and are doing zero for the future. And he says he's muting the thread. Smart move, Jeff. Mute the thread before the assassins pull up in the mentions. But yeah, this is the point that I was getting at after the Minnesota game because I was like, you know what? These shots, they're gonna enable him. The process of which he got the shots, are gonna enable him for the next game, which are gonna enable him going forward to more games. Like, oh my gosh, like literally, remember we were talking about the threes yesterday, that last post game about the threes, how many threes he should take. How many threes did he take today, man? Because he was at
He,
he took well, how many?
he took 8. He made 4 of them. I told you he was gonna go like 5 for 9. He went 4 for
But
8.
again, it didn't matter because like it doesn't matter to the process of the team going forward. Because like overall, the overall result, like it didn't matter. and like I would have rather that he went to the basket more because a lot of the threes he was just like legit just throwing them up there
The
because they
thing
were
is,
just like giving him space.
okay, I think my counter to that would be how is he getting the offense that is enabling him to take threes? If he's doing it in a point where like the offense is doing nothing but running around him, and he's the one being the primary decision maker, then I'm like, all right, 8 threes is probably your best, not your best game. But if it's something like Brunson's cooking up, Archie's cooking up, and Julius is just like taking the threes in stride and then still getting to the rim or whatever, his 15 shots a game, there could be a wildly different 15 shots. Like it could be the Memphis game 15 shots where like they're coming out of the action of the offense. They're all coming within the flow. He's not hogging anything. He's just making stuff go. And they could be like this, like 20, this 15 tonight, where it's like he's the action. The shots are all him. And the only reason why he has that many shots and that many threes is because he basically clocked up the entire game and he took the ball from everybody else. Those are bad. So like I'm not gonna get into the idea of like, oh, 8 threes equals bad. It's how is he getting those
Yes,
threes?
the process exactly.
The process.
That's always my main point. It's the process in which you are getting your shots within the flow of the offense. Tonight it made tonight was not one of those like good process nights.
Like it wasn't a good process night, but at the same time, nobody had a good night. So I kind of feel
Yeah,
like,
so
unfortunately, the team basically goes, okay, when we don't have a good night or Brunson doesn't have it going, what does Brunson have? What has Brunson been doing lately? He's basically been deferring. So like I think it's on Tibbs to be like, hey, Brunson, you gotta go and like, make us click. And Brunson himself has to take the initiative and be like, hey, I gotta go and make us click. And I can fault Randall for not like, playing within the flow of the offense. But when the guy who's supposed to control the flow of the offense, whether it be the coach or the point guard, is not doing the things that he's supposed to do, and Julius is taking those shots because nobody else wants to take those shots, then like I can beat him up for it, but at the same time, I do feel that blame has to go around to everybody else.
it's
So it's like
symbiotic.
it's symbiotic, but at the same time, like I need Jalen Brunson to realize that he's the point guard of this fucking team. And like I've talked about that before, I'm like sometimes he just takes too much of a back seat. And it's like I get it. Sometimes dudes are cooking, but sometimes you're allowed to search for your shot. Like even in a blowout tonight, you should not have just 14 shots. Like I get they were more egalitarian tonight because it was a blowout, but still, like what Brunson took. Let's
He
see, he took.
he took a lot of shots earlier on and they were bricking, and I think that's what discouraged him, which fair enough,
I think, and as
especially
much
the way him and RJ looked that
yeah,
first half, they looked terrible.
and like I'm not gonna say that Brunson is somebody who's like kind of like, oh, I had an efficient game tonight. But that you can say like sometimes he definitely plays like, okay, like I
Efficiency,
was,
man.
yeah, he definitely plays like an efficiency man, which is good. Like I like the fact that he's efficient, but when he doesn't have it going, you can clearly tell like he kind of checks out a little bit. What I've seen so far, like as somebody who's like watched him in Dallas and now I'm starting to watch him in a bigger role here, it's like it's easier to like not see the checkout when Luka Doncic is running your team, but when like you have to run the team and you have to be the one who like it lives and dies with. I just I need him to like stop playing for the efficiency game. I'm glad he at least shot tonight, but like too many times you've seen Brunson only take like 10, 11 shots and the team's lost. And it's like, dude, you're the point guard of the fucking New York Knicks. You have $100 million contract. You're not going anywhere. Your front office is ran like the front office is ran by your family. Your dad is the coach. Like you can take shots. Nobody is stopping you. So I I would like to see him like improve upon that. It's still early in the season, and I still understand that like all of you guys need to gel, need to figure out their roles, and like the process is gonna take a bit of forming. Like I'm not expecting Rome to be built in a day here, but like I'm not gonna beat up on the process too much. I do disagree with it right now, but at the same time, like show me 30 games in the season, 40 games in the season. How is the process still looking as bad as it was in game 10 or game 11? Maybe, might be. Tom Thibodeau was the coach, but at the same time, it's also like I I need these guys to like start to understand their role. I'm gonna give them some rope. Maybe not in my best judgment, but I'm gonna give them some rope for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, all right. Before we head into comments, I will do the ad read as everyone loves to listen to. Um, NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball is back. So tip off the season with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can make any $5 NBA moneyline bet and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Check this out. In addition to the usual bets, everyone can boost their winnings to up to 100% with DraftKings stepped up same game parlays. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, and place a stepped up same game parlay today. With payouts bigger than ever, DraftKings Sportsbook is where I go to bet on the NBA. Um, Let me look forward to any matchups tomorrow. We got Thursday. Hmm. Luca kind of had a bad game today, and he's going up against the Wizards. I would take his overs, at least his over in points. He had a pretty rough shooting night. I would take his over in points, and I would take um Dallas money line because they lost today. So take Luca's over in Dallas money line. Um, Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code TBPN. Make any $5 bet this week and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code TBPN, as you see in the corner of your screen. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes or show description for details. All right. Let's get to some comments. Let's see. We have Chris Bernhard. Honestly, there's no point in talking about individual players tonight since everyone sucked. It's pretty clear they stopped listening to Tibbs' message, and it's just a matter of time until the fire.
I
Oh,
can see
we
that.
have we have Jeff here. Jeff joining us.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Jeff, you want to give us your
Just
thoughts?
terrible. I don't know why you would ask that question, Tyrese. This is the worst time of my life. I have
Hey,
no
man.
interest in being on here right now. This is I'm sorry. Like I love talking to you guys, but
We've literally just been sitting here
Yeah,
depressed, like shitting on the
yeah.
team these last like 27 minutes. So
Dude, God of War drop. I should not be sad. Like, this just
see what
sucks.
see what there's no everyone sucked. There's only one person you can talk about. I'm sick of this shit. Like it's only Julius Randle. That's the only person you can talk about. I'm sorry. Like if you're gonna build your entire team around one player, which is what they're doing, like yeah, Brunson and RJ are there, but the whole thing runs through Randall.
yeah, I mean,
When it looks like this, it's his fault because it's on him to get everybody going. If Randall's gonna be the heliocentric player, which he made himself be tonight, when everybody else sucks and he's out there lollygagging it, turning it over, taking terrible shots, this
smiling. Don't forget the smiling.
smiling. It's
Yo, by the way, before you keep going, Jeff, sorry to interrupt, but Breen made it such an emphasis in the first quarter as we are getting our asses handed to us on a platter that every time Julius Randle smiled, he had to emphasize it. He was like, look at Julius Randle. He's having a good time out there. Clyde's like, oh, his spirits are high. It's like, dude, we are getting smacked by Edmund Sumner. Can you please have some like decorum for yourself, please? Like, my
didn't
God.
I saw somebody say he checked Obi on the way out. Is that true?
I have no idea, honestly.
They're saying that like he was so mad that he got taken out, he bumped Obi in
I
the third quarter.
honestly, I fell asleep between the third and fourth quarters. So, yeah, I have no
Yeah.
idea.
But the thing is that it's impossible to establish a rhythm in the current set. Like I've seen so many people come at quickly, and I hate to always bring it back to him because he has been awful at shooting and he has to shoot better. That is an indisputable fact that nobody would argue with. But
Mhm.
he didn't play the entire third quarter. He sat and watched Evan Fournier play 7 minutes, and he watched Derrick Rose. Like Derrick Rose was 0 for 4, Obi Toppin was 2 for 7, Jalen Brunson was 4 for 14, Cam Reddish was 0 for 7. Quickly is the only one of those guys right now who is good at every other facet of the game. This fan base's obsession with Immanuel Quickly's shooting is mind-boggling to me because he is in the worst position by his coach, and he is by far the best at the non-shooting stuff of any of these other players. Is Sam okay?
I was about to sneeze. I'm like dealing with like a terrible cold. But yeah, I thought I was about to sneeze and it wouldn't come out. So I was just like waiting.
You were just doing this like hand thing, and I thought you were like that was no, you're good. Okay, away from Quickly, back to Randall. And it's all because of Randall and Tibbs, right? Like this is the
symbiotic relationship.
This is the team they want. And even Brunson and RJ aren't allowed to like. Did you guys see how bad Brunson was tonight? He didn't do any creating for teammates. Every single time he got a chance, it was just dribbling the air out of the ball until he could shoot. Like, but that's what happens when you play next to Randall. You're just like, oh, I'm finally touching the ball, so here we go. Like, it's the same problem we're going to say every single time they look like this. When Julius Randle is acting as if he's your best player, you're not good enough to win now, and you're lighting all of the stuff developing the future on fire. It's a pointless exercise. Unless Randall is actually going to play like he did a couple times the first 3 nights, it's pointless to have him on the team because it's worse than purgatory. It's below purgatory. It's just a pointless season.
That's why last night was not last night. Why do I keep saying last night? But that's why the Timberwolves game was so like that's why that game meant nothing to me. And that's why I like made it such a point of emphasis to like not really harp on what he did in that game because I was like, this is not sustainable and this is not how we are trying to build this team out for the future. So that game and like the process of that game, like it was so damning because like I knew exactly how he was gonna come out this game, and it was to a T. It was to a T. So yeah.
I mean, I guess since you guys watched on MSG, you didn't get to see them. Did you guys see the mic'd up Randall?
No, I didn't actually. No.
He was mic'd up, and he spent the whole game talking shit to Kevin Durant. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Get the fuck out of here!
Oh my god!
If I never,
why did he do that? You don't rile up. Oh my gosh! Does he not know the history of Kevin Durant versus the Knicks?
He hit some shot.
21-3 versus us now in his career.
He hit some shot in the first quarter, and he looks at Kevin Durant. And he's like, "You're getting that all night. You're getting it all night." It's like, dude, what?
Oh no!
Oh
no! Why would he do that? I need to find that clip. Oh man, that's gonna be gold for the rest of the year. Oh my god! Why would he do that? Does he not know Kevin Durant's history versus us? Does he not remember the 50 ball that this guy like smacked in these dudes' faces last year? Oh, dude, he literally asked for the triple double. He begged for it in that moment. He was like, please drop the triple double on us, please. He literally begged for it. Oh my gosh.
I'm glad I didn't watch this game. I'm really glad.
You literally didn't miss anything. I fell asleep at the end of the third quarter, and I woke up in the middle of the fourth quarter. We were down by 30. I was like, okay, didn't miss much.
Christ. Why would you do that?
You don't.
You let Kevin Durant drop 29, 12, and 12 with 1 turnover, mind you.
1 turnover.
Okay, look, I understand a healthy bit of shit talk. You know, like Michael Jordan, talk shit when you're down. That's cool. But now you get your ass into this team. It's like that Kevin Porter Jr. gif when he's like, and like they're down 30. Like,
you don't do that. You just don't do that, man.
You just gotta be humble sometimes, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
take the bucket and just head back on D. Head back on defense.
You just need to do that.
Exactly. But at least try. At least try.
Dude, all you gotta do is just like okay, healthy shit talk. When you get your ass beat, if you get a bucket, I want you like praising God. I want you like,
right?
High-fiving your teammates back on defense.
Right?
Calling out stuff. I don't want you to talk about, oh yeah, that's all night. This ass whooping all night? Come on. I need some good Christian men in like the ilk of Immanuel Quickly on this team who love the game and will literally do nothing but, hey, great shot, dude. I don't even remember. Great shot. I can't even. Why would you let yourself get emasculated like that?
I don't know, man.
At that point, you got to take the mic off. Just take the mic off. Just take the mic off.
The fact that they had him mic'd up tonight, oh my gosh.
Man,
I wonder if they like did they get any sound bites of like when they were like getting like really clapped in like that third quarter? Like I want to hear those sound bites. It didn't sound like oh, you getting this all night. It was probably like, damn, fuck, shit. They probably like had to cut mad shit out. They probably had to cut mad of his clips in the third quarter. Because when I was watching, I was just like, yo, why am I still up? I was literally saying, why am I still up in the third quarter?
Have you guys talked about how Evan Fournier came in like first off the bench in the third quarter? Has that been discussed yet?
No, not yet. We haven't got to that yet.
We just like filed it all under like Tom Thibodeau.
We literally filed it all under like Tom Thibodeau's tomfoolery that should get him fired.
Why did they say Grimes was available tonight? What was the point of that? Why didn't they just let him sit another game? If he was gonna sit anyway. Like if this game was close, Quentin Grimes wouldn't have played a minute, obviously, because Fournier was in rotation.
Basically.
So what was the point of doing that? I don't understand.
No reason at all, just to satisfy fans and to troll us, I guess.
But it didn't satisfy us. It made us matter.
Yeah. It satisfied us that he's healthy, but like we're gonna troll by sitting him.
The thing is, are we sure he's healthy? Because like he might end up questionable tomorrow, and it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Sure.
He's only played like what a grand total of like maybe 20 minutes this season. Oh no, he started one game, so like less than 50 though. So like,
By the way, his one shot in garbage time looked so nice. Like God, his form is just so perfect. He has freaking silky smooth shooting form. It's awesome.
Let's get to this comment by Hawkeye 420 because I did notice some fans tweeting about tanking. Tanking might actually be less stressful than being in purgatory like New York is right now because the league won't let us win a lot.
The team can't tank. They're too good.
You can't tank. Yes, exactly. You know what, Tyrese? We are tanking right now. This is our version of tanking. This is the best we can tank is playing Evan Fournier. Because this is actually the best we can tank, I think. Like what Tibbs is doing is the worst possible job to win games now.
Yeah, which is what like people were like last year, like, oh, play the kids, tank, lose by like 3 points. And I'm like, if you play the kids, you're gonna win. We have literal empirical evidence suggesting that hey, when the young guys play, they win their minutes. They're not the problem. The problem has been the starting lineup the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So like this, like if quickly is actually getting rope. Can you imagine like a team with like Quickly, Cam, Grimes, all those guys like actually getting like significant rotation minutes and not blocked by Derrick Rose or Evan Fournier? This team will win games. So like, and if you like got rid of all the dead weight and played the kids, they'd be a better team for it.
Shea Gilgeous just hit like a freaking game winner. By the way,
the Bucks are resting everybody. I don't care.
True, but that was a filthy shot. I will say that.
Okay.
There's no one on this team that's hitting this shot besides.
Side note: anybody saying Shea Gilgeous outside of top 10 needs to be put their head in the hay. Like you guys are wild. And
top 10 scorer this year.
I don't give a don't piss me off. Anyway, look, and they're still losing. So like, who cares? Yeah, like they're losing to Marjan Beauchamp. I don't care about that.
That guy popped off on my.
Javon Carter has 36 and 12 on them. I don't care about this game.
Oh, that game went to OT?
OT2.
Man.
What?
It's a good game. But, like, dude, Brook Lopez is in his Nets bag. Like, this is a game that they don't care about. Meanwhile, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is trying his heart out.
Well, I mean, Tyrese, be careful what you wish for. We play OKC very soon.
Man, I don't look.
I'm just warning you with the way the Knicks team's been playing, man.
They come after you, not me. I'm cool in OKC's Twitter. Don't worry about me.
Man, I will go to war with OKC Twitter any day, man.
I'm good in these.
I'm just telling you, be careful what you wish for with Shea.
Hey, man, I'm good in these streets. You are a marksman. I'm chilling.
Man, I don't know about them.
You keep setting yourself up
over there.
You gotta stop setting yourself up. You're the problem.
You're the problem. But anyways, yeah, we can't tank. I mean, we are tanking right now, basically, the way we play. If you want to tank, we got to keep dibs, basically.
Yep.
Sadly enough.
I mean, quickly looks lost, by the way. Like,
Yeah, he does.
We can say whatever we want about how good he's been his first 2 seasons. Like, he is looking over his shoulder with every single possession he has. And look, there are a lot of people who are getting off on this because they're like, see, I was right. But those people are never going to be right because quickly already, those 2 seasons already happened. They were already wrong about those 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening now isn't like proof that quickly has always been bad. It's proof that when a coach doesn't believe in a player and yanks his role around, this is the output. You get regression. He has regressed. This is not a player plateauing. This is a player regressing. This is a player who has no confidence. This is a guy who is a rookie coming into Madison Square Garden, hitting pull-up threes and sending the Garden into a frenzy, who won't even shoot off the catch anymore because he just doesn't think he has it.
Or he thinks he's going to get pulled if he does miss constantly or makes mistakes.
So look, I mean, I still believe in him because anybody who watches that game, by the way, quickly was good at all the non-scoring stuff. He was our best defender again tonight. Like, he made a number of exceptional defensive plays. He was good on and off the ball, got rebounds. He should have had at least 5 assists. Like, he was the best passer by far, even though he doesn't get respect as a scorer, and he shouldn't get respect as a scorer because he can't put the ball in the friggin' basket. But he set up teammates far more than Brunson or Randall did. This isn't me saying that he's better than Jalen Brunson. Of course he's not better than Jalen Brunson, but I'm just saying if he could put the ball in the friggin' basket, he would have been the Knicks' best player tonight. And that includes Mr. 20, whatever Randall's stat padding numbers were.
Dude, I keep getting Frank and Trier comps. Like, people have been calling him, oh, he's glorified Trier, and it's like, dude, Alonzo Trier is not in the league right now, and has not been in the league.
Trier is not in any league. He's at home eating.
Alonzo Trier has the CDL. Like, there are levels to this, bro. Like,
dude, quickly. Alonzo Trier was putting up 12 points per game on like 27% shooting in like the G League, whatever it was.
Yeah, the Iona Wolves or Iowa. Yeah, like he was sucking on the Wolves in the G League bubble. Like this.
Yeah, let's relax with those. So Hawkeye 420 says trading for a star without having a star is the mellow trade.
It's if you buy. I think the Knicks will trade for a star if one of the guys pops. That's kind of where I'm at this point. Like, if Brunson comes out and he's putting up all-star level numbers and he's like in the fringe to in the all-star conversation, then I feel like as a front office, you're like, okay, we've got a guy. We've got a guy. It doesn't look like he's going to regress anytime soon. Say if RJ pops and he's putting up like 22, 5 and 5 or like 56 true shooting, whatever, just throwing numbers out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he does something like that, then I think they trade for a star. Like,
you think to be clear, you think they trade RJ for a star, or you think they package stuff to play next to RJ?
I think they would I think if one of Brunson or RJ pops, then I think they get for a star.
Oh, okay.
As long as it's AD. I'm tired of that AD.
Okay, yeah. Yes. Again, if you think of trading for AD, you need to seek strategic help. Because you're a wilding. Like, Anthony Davis is not doing anything for any franchise. I don't care if he's playing like the defensive player of the year. He gets hurt doing it. Like, he is the all might. He is the all might of the NBA, or not the all might. He's the Deku of the NBA. He will do all the good things he needed to do, but then he will hurt himself in the process. Like, whatever. And he still can't shoot. So, like, why would you want that?
Yeah, he's terrible on jumpers. My God, I think at one point he was shooting like 16.7% on jumpers.
Yeah, like it's
that bubble tricked folks bad.
That's got to be one of the craziest runs ever. He couldn't miss.
Yeah, he was like KD.
He couldn't miss. It was insane. Like, I can't believe what a bad. He doesn't even. He looks so unconfident when he shoots now. The form looks so much more. I don't know. By the way, I think LeBron might have taken the Kobe trip to Germany because dude is putting up numbers tonight. Like, he must have.
For real?
Yeah. He must have had something done.
He re-upped. He re-upped. You know what it was. He had to.
Had that shipment from Miami come in.
HGH. He had them stem cells injected. You know what it is.
HGH.
That shit that saved Rey Mysterio. You know what it is. Like.
All right, here we go. Let's get some more comments. All right, Hawkeye for 28. Another good question or another good comment. He asks, "What is wrong with the defense? Is it the drop? IQ was getting blown by Cam and Curry. It's
true.
wild."
Sorry, that's not true.
I just think the team is checked out. I think the team is honestly just checked out on Tibbs.
Yeah, that's a good question. What is wrong with the defense, though? Again, tonight it was a lot of driving kick of opportunities for threes that killed us, which has been.
I want to say that first of all, like Brunson and RJ are in the starting five. So like, Brunson and Randall. Sorry, RJ was fine tonight. So like already you're like behind the 8 ball with 2 negative defenders, and Jericho Sims, as talented as he is still raw as all hell.
Yes,
and he looks like he's going to take a little while to ramp up because
he's been on the shelf for like the first 2 weeks of the season,
which I get. So like it's gonna take a while for him to maybe ramp up, but even still, like he's still a young center, and young centers take a while to like get their footing. And
wait, are you guys saying that he shouldn't have played the first 11 minutes of the third quarter and shouldn't have played 6 more minutes than Obi? That can't be right because the head coach decided to do that, and he's
Yeah, I like Jericho as like a 10-minute a night guy, but then you should be like doubling down on just like small ball.
Yes. Oh my gosh, especially against a team like the Nets. They're not someone that's like imposing interior like force. Like
I'm like, honestly, why didn't he just start tonight? Like, why didn't he just start small ball?
Oh my god, because he's
like, what are you going to do with Jericho Sims, dude? Like, I like Jericho, but he's not a starter. You can't you cannot put him on centers in this league and tell him, hey, kid, go out there and get him. Like, it's not gonna work. Like, I understand keeping Hartstein with the bench, but if that's the reasoning you want to go to, why don't you just start Obi then?
He's stupid. That's why.
Or if you don't want to start Obi, then just put Grimes in the starting lineup and then like just wing up on the defense and just have like Grimes, Cam, and RJ. So that way you can play a switch team.
The coach is stupid. You're asking questions that a smart coach would do.
It's just like there are so many more options that you could do than start Jericho Sims when he's green in the face. I think he's a rotation player, but I don't think he's a starter. And even if you're just gonna play him like a spot starter, then like just I don't know.
There's no such thing as a spot starter with Tibbs, like unless you're Elfrid Payton. Unless it's so obvious that you're bad and you're Elfrid Payton, he doesn't ever sub anyone out in the first 7 minutes of a quarter. So you're just guaranteed to play 15 minutes. Like, this guy, oh my God.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
And by the way, to go back to Hawkeye's question, the scheme is really bad too. There was a 3 that the Nets hit really early in the game where Durant was being guarded by Cam, and Cam slid with Durant really well, and Durant pulled up at the elbow, and Jalen Brunson hedged to help from the corner. The first pass is right there to the left, and Durant just makes the really easy pass to the corner, and the guy has a wide open corner 3. But the thing is that Brunson's doing what he's told because Tibbs wants him there so that Durant can't get to the basket. That's the whole point. Mm-hmm. So these guys have it robotically instilled to them that when somebody drives, if you're the closest helper, you have to slide in front to help to make sure the basket is completely cut off. The league doesn't work that way anymore. These guys are too good at shooting. On some level, you have to trust your guys to stay in front. Durant loves those pull-ups. He's one of the best scorers of all time. But if Durant is going to beat you with an abundance of pull-up 15-footers, you just kind of have to let him do that because that is the shot that you have to be willing to cede. Not in like even Edmund Sumner, who like, do you know how hard it is for me to not know who somebody like where somebody in college is? I've heard of that guy, but I've never really actually heard of that guy. And even he is like not someone you should just be leaving wide open from the corner. These guys are too good. So look, there's an effort issue. I don't agree that Quickly, like, I thought Quickly played really good defensively. I guess I'll have to go back and watch it. I really don't want to. But the scheme is ancient, and it's also part of the problem.
Yes. Again, it all goes back to the coach, which, again, before you came on, Jeff, so Tyrese, this was a main thing that we complained about all last year, and going into the offseason, we already knew that he was going to be the head coach, because at the end of the year, Woj came out with a report that Leon Rose was very confident in keeping Tom Thibodeau as the head coach heading into the next season. So we already knew what we were going to get coming into this season, because both Thibs and 30 were staying. So none of this is ever a shock. It is always just a disappointment. But yeah, it always goes back to one of the two. Yeah. Hawkeye also says at least KD didn't drop 50. Well, it was either going to be 50, 40, or a triple-double. So we got one of the three.
He almost dropped 30 in the triple-double. So, like,
yeah. Let me see. Brent says D Rose gotta go though. Yeah, I mean, what are we doing with these Derrick Rose minutes?
Trying to get Chicago viewers up.
It's pathetic that his minutes aren't even the worst minutes. Like, good God.
And they're bad. His minutes are bad.
But like, yeah, you go, Tyrese. I'm sorry.
No, I said it before. I was like, dude's cooked. Dude is cooked. I get he looked good last year, but like, he played 26 games. He doesn't play 50 games. He hasn't played 50 games since what? Minnesota? So like, why are you keeping him here, man? I get the whole like vet leadership thing, but like, if you had value for him, you should have just traded him, because he's not going to play 2/3 of the season anyway. So like,
once again, Knicks not capitalizing on players' value being at their highest.
It just kind of felt like they were just like, oh, you know, culture, and it's like, dude, D Rose is not that important to the culture, man. I'm sorry, like.
It's like they wanted to keep like a leader from the We Here year so badly, because like everyone else has been gone.
Maybe had Brunson has some pull too, because he's like, you know, like D Rose is my dude. I've known D Rose since I was like a high schooler, and when I played in Chicago and stuff like that, or like when I lived in Chicago. But like, yeah, man, D Rose should not have been on this team. At least he's expiring next year, so like, good. And he'll probably get the quote unquote injury, so he won't play anymore. But like,
I thought he got it today when he hurt his hand.
Oh, your lips to God's ears. I mean, like nothing like complicated, but you know.
JL says lose one of the Thunder or Pistons games, and he has to be gone unless Leon is trolling.
We won't though. We'll win. And
we'll win them both.
We'll win them both.
I'm not as confident.
Yeah,
who are we losing to?
I think we could lose to the Thunder. The Thunder, they've been actually playing pretty well.
Dude, this is
they've been competitive. They've been competitive.
We are always really bad at Sunday matinee games. That is like,
it's a Sunday matinee game
at noon.
And we don't play well in OKC either.
No, it's at home.
Oh, we're at home?
Yeah.
I thought it was on the it's on the West Coast trip. That's our West Coast trip.
You sure?
Yeah, we play Utah, OKC, we play Phoenix. Yeah.
Things like the bubble year, we were great at matinees, and then last year we kind of like sucked at matinees. But
it's in New York.
It is?
Yeah.
The Thunder game?
Yeah.
Oh wow, it is? I thought it was in Ding. Oh, there is an OKC game at the end of the West Coast trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think we lose that one though. But the one at home, maybe. I mean, we lost last year at home.
Yeah.
We lost last year at home in a game where we had the lead. And we thought we had the win, where Grimes, got that bucket at the end of the game. But then we ended up losing in overtime.
Yeah, that was the game when Tibbs called the play for Quickly to shoot the game-winning three from the corner, and he actually got a really good look. But like, it was Quickly after having not played for the last 15 minutes. He was like, "Oh, go ahead, bud."
Yes, that was the game where he went like scoreless because he hit nothing.
Yes,
Yeah.
and everyone and a lot of people were trying to criticize IQ for that, but like there was a good portion of smart fans that were actually like, "What the hell is Tibbs doing, drawing up a play for a guy that was scoreless and was sitting on the bench cold for like 15 minutes straight?" So,
Yeah.
oh man, gotta love Tibbs and his stupid stuff. But yeah, I mean, I guess we can look ahead. Since there's really nothing else to really harp on in this game unless we want to continue
Ooh,
shitting on this
boy.
team. But we got the Pistons on Friday for Kith night, and military appreciation night. I was thinking about going to that game, but I'm like, what if I go and they absolutely
Dude,
shit themselves
dude.
in the New Jerseys?
The
And I'm just like,
military is gonna be there. The military, and we about to put on the national threat. It's about to be filthy. Like, oh god, like, we're either gonna get blown out or we're gonna blow them out. I expect it's gonna be a wild ass variance game.
I think it's either a blowout either way, or it's a close game that we end up losing really badly.
No, I don't see anything being close. Cause I feel like either this team is going to be so morally defeated by this game that they're just going to come out flat, or they're going to be angry and just beat up the Pistons. Either way, somebody's going to get blown out and somebody's going to cry. I just hope it's not us. But actually, I kind of hope it's us because I don't want Tips on this team anymore. So, like, hey, at this point,
I would just be really surprised if we get blown out.
if we get blown out, then I feel like this team is just kind of like, all right, Tips, you're done. Like, at that point, that's an indictment on like how far he's lost the locker.
I've got to be honest. I mean, I know it will happen because that's just the nature of things, but I just don't see how Tibbs goes before Randall. Like, why the fuck can't we just trade this guy?
They don't want to trade him.
It would just solve so many issues.
They don't want to trade him.
By the way, the line for the Knicks tonight was plus 135, I believe.
Oh wow.
What?
Yeah, they were underdogs 135.
Wow. Wow, we are.
The Nets were favorites.
I mean, I guess the home advantage, but like, damn.
Yep.
So
Damn.
Vegas thinks we suck.
They were right. Shit. They were right. Then we got Sunday, the OKC game. Sunday games are always rough. Except for the We Hear year, which was like accompanied by 1,000 fans in the building.
Man, that's
1,000.
But those Sunday matinees during the We Hear year were that was some good basketball. Like the 30-point blowout against the Celtics, the comeback against the Clippers. It was a good year. It was a good year for We Hear.
A fake year, but yeah.
Whatever, bro. It was fake, but it was fun. That's how all my relationships go. It was fake, but it was fun.
Oh my gosh. Then on Tuesday we have the Jazz.
Oh, we're gonna get
10-3 Jazz at Utah.
We're gonna get destroyed in that game.
Oh my! Rory Markkinen is gonna put us on.
No, the West Coast trip. I realized like this is a stretch from hell. Basically, we have the Jazz, the Nuggets. Those two altitude games, they absolutely destroy us. Then we have the Warriors, who are reeling, but no doubt they will look to get things right back on track versus us.
Yeah, we always play them kind of well, though. We beat them in Golden State last year.
I think we beat them at home the last 2 years.
No, we beat them in Golden. Oh yeah, we beat them in Golden State at least last year, and definitely the year before, because that was the year the Warriors were. Oh no, that was the year the Warriors were like the 9th seed.
Yeah, and that's when like RJ had like a 30-point game.
Yeah,
well, no, it was like 28 or whatever. But like
that was the We Hear year, right?
Yeah, and then last year they beat him because Randall went crazy during the West Coast trip.
And then what you call it? What was that? The year before? Was that the year before where D'Lo hit that game-tying 3?
Oh yeah, and we beat them the year before that too. So like the last 3 years, we beat them at home.
Then we face the Suns on next Sunday.
Is the Golden State game Thursday or Friday?
It's a Friday.
So we play Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, Sunday.
I'll check.
In terms of what? From going from the Thunder game
from the Thunder game through the Suns game.
So the Thunder game is on a Sunday, Jazz game is on a Tuesday, then Nuggets on a Wednesday. Ooh, back to back.
Oh wow!
Yikes!
Oh god!
Yeah, that's gonna be nasty.
And then the Warriors Friday, and then the Suns
Yes.
Sunday.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Stretch from hell. Bless you.
Bless you.
Stretch from hell. Yeah, it's a stretch from hell. It is. It's
Oh,
gonna be rough.
he might get fired on
I
that
hope
trip.
I hope he gets canned. I hope they leave him in one of those cities and
He might get fired on
finds his
that
way
trip,
home.
dude. Yeah, I think he's getting fired. Like, if they lose both that back to back, he's getting fired.
Perfect.
I'll put my stake in that now.
I think I'll make a prediction. If the Knicks go 2-0 against the Pistons and the Thunder, Tibbs will make it through that week, no matter what happens, even if they go 0-4.
That's how I feel about the win against the Timberwolves. I feel like the Timberwolves game granted him like three games of grace.
I don't know, man. I kind of feel like if you get embarrassed on that West Coast trip, like the Jazz traded their guy that you wanted, and not
they're
only
better
is
than
that,
you,
and they're better than you, and then
they're
the
gonna
Nuggets.
they're gonna whoop your ass in their building.
That's embarrassing. I'm sorry. That's incredibly embarrassing. The guy who you basically were haggling over, and everybody thought this team was going to be mid, and in the Wemby sweepstakes, not only are they're not going to be in the Wemby sweepstakes, they're the best team in the West. Yeah. So far, it's like so far they're the best team in the West.
They beat Atlanta in Atlanta tonight.
Yeah, they're actually a really good team.
Yeah. The Jazz blew it up and they're going to make the playoffs. If the Jazz blow it up and still make the playoffs, meanwhile you're fighting for 500, you look like clowns.
It's like, embarrassing.
You look like clowns. That's the problem. This team looks like clowns right now.
They scored 40 in the fourth quarter versus Atlanta. 40.
Then again, Trae Young is shooting them out of games. So, like.
True. But Lowry had 32. Jordan Clarkson had 23. Beasley had 18.
Dude, I guess whatever, like, remember when Julius had the voodoo and last year it was DeRozan? I think the Jazz team just has the voodoo this year. I don't know. Like, it might be Lauri Markkanen, and I feel like because he's white, he's getting more voodoo. But, like, yeah, like, this voodoo is strong. Like, why is Jordan Clarkson wetting your team up? Why is Kelly Olynyk out here making impossible trick shots? And why is Lauri Markkanen going to make the All-Star team?
He's legit going to make the All-Star team.
He's going to make the All-Star team, and he was a throw-in the trade. Danny Ainge will never see the pearly gates as long as I live. God.
Dude, he's probably so mad. Like, so mad.
No, please. He gets the chance to be like, well, I got a star for nothing, dude. Like, dude, and you have the capital, and they can trade for a star, and it doesn't matter because the Timberwolves suck.
I think he just wanted Victor, you know?
Dude, he fleeced another team, bro. Like, he can't keep getting away with it. He really cannot keep getting away with this because the Timberwolves are going to be in purgatory for the next decade.
Man, that's a good point. Like, the Timberwolves could so reasonably miss the playoffs and just.
I think straight up they are going to miss the playoffs. Like, do you really see this team getting their shit together?
Yo, Ant is completely.
Ant is checked out, and
he's checked out. It's like game 10, 11 of year 3, and he's already checked out.
Like, you look at the West right now. Like, I don't think Utah's gonna fall off a cliff to the point where they're not gonna make the playoffs. I think they'll at least be in the play-in picture. And then, like, you have Portland, who's also found their groove. You have Denver.
Bridges had 31. What the hell is going on in that game? Anthony Edwards had 11 points. My God.
I'm telling you, dude. I don't even give it until midseason. Somebody on the team is getting traded. It can't be Cat because he's on the extension, but like somebody's.
It can't be Gobert. They just got him.
It might be like it might be McDaniels just to recoup some assets. It could be it, bro. It really could be it. Like
this game, I didn't watch, but I'd bet this game was more encouraging just looking at the box score because the starters actually held their own, which has been like their big problem all season.
Yeah.
And the bench just totally blew any chance they had, like looking at these plus minuses. So yeah, Edwards has got to get it. Like here's the thing though. The franchise was always screwed if Edwards like just forgot how to play basketball. So if they feel like Edwards is going to turn it around, I bet they probably are feeling pretty okay.
Man, like
we'll see. That may be like another lookout for Knicks fans to keep their eyes on. I know Knicks fans are always scouring the league for who's going to be available in the next trade. Well, Knicks fans, here you go. Last comment before we get out of here. Brent has the script for the OKC game. They're going to sell on every SGA drive, so if any of the other perimeter guys get hot, then we're cooked. Dort going to pull a bubble and hit 5 threes. All right. Well, Knicks fans, if you are listening, that was the script for the OKC game. We will come back to this comment or this clip when the game happens and if it happens, because a lot of these clips have been making the rounds from these post-game streams. A lot of shit just keeps happening. I don't know if it's coincidence or whatever it is, but yeah, got some magic going on here with the words that we speak over here. We will be back on Friday after the Knicks versus Pistons game. I most likely will not be at that game anymore because I'm battling a sinus infection, as well as I don't want to see the Knicks after this game. I don't want to be in the same building with them. So there's that.
Man, shout out, 2 of my close friends planned a trip around this Brooklyn game.
You hate money.
It's gotta suck, man.
You gotta hate money, bro. I don't care. The Knicks could be undefeated and Brooklyn could be winless, and I'm still taking Brooklyn. Like,
yo, Tyrese, you see in this face that Sam's frozen on?
It's great. I'm speaking it. I'm clipping it. It's great. It's fantastic. I'm making that my profile picture. That would be great. I love this stream, dude.
Still here?
Yeah, okay, now you're back.
Now you're back.
What the hell just happened?
I got bad news for you, Sam. You were frozen in one of the most ridiculous faces ever, and we got it. So let's just say Tyrese has a new profile picture.
Oh my god.
That'll be up in the morning.
Oh brother. What the hell happened to the But anyways,
it'd be great.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, we're out of here. We'll catch you after the Pistons game. Check the description of everything Strickland related. We got links to the site, the merch, Patreon, and the Twitter. All great ways to support us. Make sure y'all subscribe, leave a like. Helps us out a ton. We're on the road to 1K subs, so definitely help us out there. We will catch y'all after the Pistons game. Peace.